In this week's analysis, we'll be taking a look at gold, silver, GBP-USD, and the DXY. We've got some really interesting charts to discuss today. If you love the content, please like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you haven't gotten our complete chart pattern playbook, I advise you do that. It's totally free. Use the link in the description below. You're going to learn a lot about chart patterns, my top 3 chart patterns, and how I spot solid trade opportunities, including how to spot this symmetrical triangle we've been trading on gold for quite some time now. You get to learn all that in the chart pattern playbook. Use the link in the description below. So without further ado, we're starting with the gold chart on the 1 hour time frame. And like I said, we've been taking a look at this symmetrical triangle for quite some time, and this consolidation and breakout over here followed by a retest validates this symmetrical triangle to be a valid setup, right? Valid chart pattern. So we've broken through and we seem to be grinding higher. So first target obviously right now will be around this area of resistance. Second one will be around this double top at the all-time highs. So if you followed us on Discord, if you are not part of our Discord, it's totally free as well. Use the link in the description below to join our Discord. You would have caught, this buy trade opportunity. And if you've been following us on Discord for quite some time, you also know that I dropped charts on YouTube, right, this past week, telling you how I plan to go long on gold, as well as our midweek analysis on gold. So if you haven't been following us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications so you get these alerts when I drop them. So obviously you should have gone long here, but if you aren't in on gold yet, so the next possible price level to go long would be waiting for price to come into this area of resistance, giving us some sort of consolidation over here, followed by a bullish breakout to the upside. This would be the logical price level to go long, with your stop loss placed underneath this the consolidation leads to the breakout. Your target can be as high as this double top, right, or maybe midway through, depending on how solid your risk management are and how long you can hold those trades. So this is it briefly for gold setup. We've talked a lot about gold this past week, and if you haven't jumped in, or if you're not currently in on gold, so this is the best possible price level to jump in on gold at the moment. For now, I'm not going to talk about going short because it is not logical to think about going short. Setup is completely bullish. If you go to the 4 hours time frame, for example, we've been tracking this trend using our moving averages. So I use the 200 EMA and 200 SMA as a level of support to track the trend. And if you take a look at what we have over here, we've bounced off these moving averages nicely over here, and we seem to be going higher, right? So I'm going to continue tracking this trend, so the long-term trend with a moving average on the 4 hours time frame. But short-term, if you go down to the 30 minutes time frame, you can track the current movements on the 30 minutes time frame. So over here, I'm just going to get rid of some of these lines. So over here, you can see that we're trading above this 30 minutes moving average SMA EMA on the 30 minutes time frame. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this as well. This is just my alert in case of price reversals, right? So what we do is we watch out to see how long price trades above these moving averages on the 30 minutes time frame, which means whenever we come down, so let's say for example we pop up, whenever we come down into this moving average, it could give us opportunity to go long, and we just keep doing that until price fails to use those moving averages as an area of support, right? So on the 1 hour time frame, the moving average is still quite low, so we have to go extremely higher so that this moving average can climb on the 1 hour time frame. But for now, 30 minutes time frame is fine. Use that support to ride the current price movement just in case we are going all the way to new all-time highs. That's briefly for gold. If you have questions, leave them in the comment section down below. If you agree with me or disagree with me, also leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Moving on, we'll be talking about silver. So this is an interesting one. So on our Discord as well, I shared this chart about silver. If you're not part of our Discord, use the link in the description below to join. It's totally free. And patterns like this are what you're going to learn in the chart pattern playbook. It's free. Also use the link in the description below to get our book. It's going to help you a lot, right? So you see this an ascending triangle, right? So an ascending triangle, higher lows, clean resistance, solid breakout. If you've read the chart pattern playbook, you'd have caught this setup if you trade silver or if you're part of our Discord. So right now we went long over here, took profit around area of resistance. I kind of missed the buy trade opportunity after the breakout, but right now to go long, I'm watching out for some sort of consolidation, right? So a consolidation, like a continuation pattern. So this is going to be a flag, so a bullish flag. Once again, I discussed bullish flags in that chart pattern playbook, right? So if we get a pattern like this, then your entry will want to be after the breakout of the pattern. And your stop loss is going to be underneath the flag that leads to the bullish movement. And if this happens, you should go long, stop loss placed here, and you could ride the trade as the price action evolves, because this is going to be in price discovery, right? We're currently in price discovery, so there's no previous highs to measure potential price levels, right? To take profit. So you just ride the trade as you go and trail your positions as you climb higher. So this is going to be the base case scenario to go long right now on SIVA. If this doesn't happen, then I'm going to watch out for a retest. But I honestly don't think we're going to get a retest from this stuff, because there's nothing, I don't see any reason why this comes down all the way here, then bounce to the upside, right? But if it happens, fine, we're going to get solid trade opportunities here, and we pick our entry on the bounce up, stop loss we place underneath that retest, and we ride trade as we go higher. But I don't think we're going to get this with retest. So the best thing you could hope for, right, would be the first case scenario, which would be waiting for a bullish continuation pattern, which would be a bullish flag. So like this, followed by a bullish breakout to the upside in continuation of the current trend, right? So that's it briefly for SIVA. If you have questions, leave them in the comment section down below, or join our Discord to ask your questions. I'll be there watching every question that comes into the Discord. Moving on, we're talking about GBP-USD. GBP-USD real quick, decent bearish trend, but right now it seems to me like this trend may be coming to an end. We may be gearing up for an extended price movement to the upside. The reason is because you can see we just created a higher low, so we have a swing low, higher low, and we've created a higher high. So this high is higher than this one over here, right? So what I want to see is a pull through. So we've had a retest from this area of resistance, now eventually turn into a support. And if you check this out on a 4 hours time frame, the moving averages right now is currently acting as a support, right, on that same area of retest where we have our breakout, right? So moving averages on the 4 hours time frame, SMA, EMA acting as a support level, bounced off it. So I think there's a good chance we see maybe a slight consolidation followed by a move to the upside, right? Validating a change in trend. But no assumptions, we just take it one step at a time, monitor the price action as the trade evolves. But this is what I'm watching out for right now on GBP-USD. So this setup will be invalidated if we get a candle close back below this area of value and back below this, moving averages on the 4 hours time frame, right? So that's it briefly for GBP-USD. So I'm just going to show you how I'm going to get into these ones. So right now, to go long, you could equally go long here because we've had a bounce. So if you're interested in getting a tighter risk to reward ratio, so stop loss can be placed underneath this low. So when we get here, then this is probably going to be invalidated. Take profit target, first one can be around these price levels. But if you want to be more conservative, right, you don't want to rush, you want to jump, you want to be more conservative before taking this trade, you could watch out for more consolidations and a bullish breakout to the upside, right? So on the breakout, so you're going to get something like this, right? Something like this, and your entry can be placed immediately after the breakout. Your stop loss can still be placed around these lows because EURUSD gives you the volatility is quite low. So if you take a major price movement over here like this, you can see this stop loss equates to 50 to 60 pips. First take profit target could be as high as 100 pips. That's a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 2, and you can also extend your take profit target, second take profit target, to 200 pips, which will make your risk to reward ratio 1 to 4. Decent in my opinion. So this is a conservative approach, and if you want to follow strict risk management principles, then this is exactly the route you have to take, right? But just know that when we close below this area of value, then stop loss can be placed under here, and that would invalidate the setup we have currently on GBP-USD. So lastly, we're talking about the DXY. So DXY, pretty important chart. We just got a rejection from this area of resistance. We've been talking about this for quite some time as well, and I told you if we get a rejection, taking out this trend line as well, then this could mean gold going higher, GBP-USD going higher, Euro-USD going higher, as the case may be, and this movement down here seems to be proving us right. Again, something else to watch out for will be moving averages, 4 hours time frame. You see the first time we had a bounce here, it affected majors. Now we seem to be trading around this moving average again. So the question is, are we going to get another bounce, right? Or are we going to fall below, break below those moving averages to the downside, right? So I do think we're going to go break this moving average down to the downside, but that's just my sentiment. But we have to see how the market responds to this level to take proper action. So if we get a breakout below this moving average, then you can expect GBP-USD to dump, to go higher, as we just explained earlier. But if this gets a bounce, then you could see the GBP-USD setup getting invalidated, right? So that's it briefly for this week's analysis. If you love the content, please like, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you haven't gotten our chart pattern playbook yet, use the link in the description below to get our playbook. It's going to help you a lot. That's it from me, guys, this week. See you next week.